War never changes. The battlefield might evolve, the weapons may get more sophisticated, but the grumbling stomach of a soldier, that's as constant as the North Star. Welcome, folks. I'm your host, a seasoned veteran with more tours of the mess hall than I'd care to admit. Today, we're embarking on a culinary adventure, a gastronomic tour of the military kind. From the hardtack of the Civil War to the MREs, meals ready to eat for you civilians, of modern-day warfare, military food is more than just sustenance. It's a lifeline, a taste of home, a morale booster when you're far from anything familiar. So, buckle up and grab your mess kits. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of military food, its history, its development, and its future. And let me tell you, it's going to be one hell of a chow time. Now, let's dive into the time machine and take a peek at the fine dining of yesteryears. The history of military rations is as long and winding as the Great Wall of China, and sometimes equally as hard to swallow. Way back in ancient Rome, soldiers marched and fought on a diet of mostly grain, with a little salted meat for flavor. Think of it as the original all-natural artisanal energy bar. Jump to the Civil War era, and we get the infamous hardtack, a biscuit so tough it could double as body armor. Accompanied by salt pork and the occasional weevil for protein, it was a meal fit for, well, anyone desperate enough to eat it. In the World Wars, canning technology led to slightly more palatable rations. These meals in a can were a hit among the troops, like a five-star dinner after a lifetime of hardtack and salt pork. In the mid-20th century, we saw the dawn of the MCI, meal, combat, individual, a precursor to our modern MRE. And then, the crowning achievement of military cuisine, the MRE. Gourmet dining in a bag, offering such delicacies as beef stew and chicken with noodles. Have you ever wondered who decides what goes into these handy-dandy MREs? Who ensures they're packed with all the nutrients a hard-working soldier needs while also being somewhat edible? Well, folks, it's time to meet the unsung heroes of the military food world. At the heart of military ration design is a veritable army of dietitians, food technologists, and believe it or not, taste testers. Yes, there are brave souls who willingly subject themselves to every iteration of these meals in the making. The task of designing military rations is like solving a Rubik's Cube while blindfolded. It's about striking a balance between nutritional content, taste, shelf life, and portability. It's about creating something that can survive being airdropped, left in the sun, or squashed in a backpack, and still deliver the nutrients a soldier needs to stay fighting fit. And let's not forget, these meals need to pack a serious punch in terms of calories. We're talking about a whopping 3,000 to 5,000 calories a day for active soldiers. That's like eating 10 Big Macs a day, but without the luxury of a drive-thru. All right, now that we've whetted your appetite with the design and nutrition, let's head over to where the magic happens, the factories where military rations are born. If you're picturing a Willy Wonka-esque wonderland of food, well, brace yourself for a reality check. Like any epic journey, the life of an MRE starts with humble beginnings. Raw materials, everything from rice and beans to meat and vegetables, are sourced from suppliers far and wide. Everything is thoroughly inspected to ensure it meets the highest standards. Because the last thing you want in a war zone is food poisoning. From there, the ingredients are cooked, dehydrated, or processed in various ways to ensure they're safe, durable, and ready for packaging. It's a delicate dance of heat, pressure, and technology, all choreographed to the tune of food safety and preservation. Once cooked and processed, the food is sealed into those familiar MRE packages. This isn't just any old plastic bag. It's a specially designed, multi-layered wonder that protects the food from air, moisture, and light. Because nothing ruins a good meal like an invasion of bacteria. So we've been through the history, the design, and the production of military rations. But what exactly is in these packages of culinary wonder that makes them such a vital part of military life? Each MRE is designed to be a fully balanced meal in itself, providing about 1/3 of the daily nutritional requirements of an active soldier. We're talking about a hefty dose of protein, carbohydrates, and fats, along with essential vitamins and minerals. In terms of calories, an MRE packs a punch. Each one contains between 1,200 to 1,500 calories, necessary to fuel the intense physical demands of military life. And before you ask, no, you can't swap your gym membership for an MRE diet. Military rations also cater to various dietary needs and restrictions. You've got vegetarian and vegan options, kosher and halal MREs, and even ones for soldiers with specific food allergies. It's like a global buffet, but in vacuum-sealed packages. But the nutritional aspect isn't just about what's in the food, it's also about how it's consumed. These meals have to be edible even in the harshest conditions, from scorching deserts to freezing tundras. They have to be easy to eat on the go, and just as importantly, easy to digest. All right, we've talked the talk, now let's walk the walk. Or rather, eat the eat. Welcome to the MRE taste test, where we put our money where our mouths are. And trust me, it's a whole lot tastier than eating a dollar bill. Each MRE comes with a main dish, a side, a dessert, some sort of bread, spread like peanut butter or cheese, a beverage mix, and some extras like gum, instant coffee, and matches. It's a veritable feast in a bag. Now, I'll be honest with you. Some MREs are definitely more appetizing than others. The chili mac, a classic. The beef stroganoff, surprisingly satisfying. But the veggie omelet? Well, let's just say it's an acquired taste. But don't just take my word for it. Soldiers themselves are the ultimate taste testers. Their feedback is crucial in improving and evolving MRE menus. Because let's face it, if you're going to be eating these things day in, day out, you'd want them to be at least somewhat enjoyable, right? Beyond their primary purpose of feeding the troops, military rations have also played a crucial role in humanitarian efforts. When disaster strikes, getting food to those in need is a top priority, and that's where these marvels of modern food technology truly shine. In disaster-stricken areas, the logistics of getting fresh food to the people is often a near-impossible task. But MREs, with their long shelf life and easy transportation, become literal lifesavers. They can be airdropped into remote areas, distributed in large quantities, and require no cooking or preparation, making them the ideal emergency food supply. They've been there in the aftermath of hurricanes, earthquakes, and conflicts, providing sustenance and a small sense of security in times of turmoil. They've been there when fresh food was scarce and the need was great. They've been there not just for soldiers, but for civilians in their hour of need. With all this talk of history and present-day MREs, it's only natural to wonder what the future holds for military rations. Well, buckle up, because we're about to take a ride into the realm of science fiction. In the not-too-distant future, we could be looking at MREs that are lighter, more compact, and even more nutritious. Imagine meals that can be tailored to a soldier's individual dietary needs and taste preferences, all while still meeting the rigorous demands of field conditions. We might even see the advent of 3D printed food in the military. Yes, you heard that right. With the push of a button, you could have a hot, freshly printed meal right there in the field. It's like a Star Trek replicator, but without the risk of teleporting into an alien dimension. And what about the ingredients? As our food technology evolves, we might start seeing lab-grown meat or plant-based proteins making their way into MREs. Not only would this be more sustainable, but it could also open up a whole new world of flavors and textures. Who knows? The next MRE could be a lab-grown steak or a 3D printed sushi roll.